Hello, I'm your host Cocoon, and why should I have my own show? Because I'm crazy, and crazy people are fun. What about that? May I have a moment of your time to watch a really cool television show? Oh, we shall pontificate the pontiferes of Pontificus. What you're about to see is so incredible. A real-life doctor exposing the truth about the medical industry. Check it.
My name is Ben Zampor, and I'm a medical doctor, work at Long Beach Memorial, and I take care of hospital patients, inpatients, nursing homes, stuff like this. Yeah, the evidence-based medicine that we grew up learning has become a fraud. You know, it has. I mean, evidence-based medicine has become profit-driven medicine, you know, and we have to kind of wake up.
Let me ask you.
But I didn't even realize the collusion of the pharmaceutical companies with the actual practice of science, you know, and that stuff is, I can say that is directly related to me, but I think medications that come out that are profit driven, and it really at the core of my entire career, like as a doctor, there's definitely some facades involved, but we can get into that later. That's only stuff I've recently. As people become leaders in their field, you know, captains of industries, you know, they call it, you got to kind of know what's going on around you, you know. So unfortunately, I think a lot of doctors, they're kind of in their own little world. You know, they do their jobs, they go back to their families, but
You know, medical issues are where people may be getting drugs prescribed that they don't really need because there's profit involved, kind of thing.
Right. And
so
again,
what is that about?
Well, yeah, I mean, and again, this is analogous to every facet of our economy right now. What I'm going to say about healthcare industry is the same with the military-industrial complex, to the bankers, to the agricultural complex, to teachers and education, and the prison system. There's an exact analogy of large companies that are doing things for profit, and at the same time kind of destroying the fabric of their own industry. And students in medicine don't see that. You know, we don't learn anything about it. We go to these drug rep dinners, you know, where they spend a whole hour whining and dining us. And back in the day when I was in med school, they do a lot more than wine and dine you. You know, they take you to concerts and, you know, it's kind of just like the way athletes have, you know, like college athletes get all this stuff. But this was, you know, and it was legal, you know, but again, they push their product, and there's like so many cholesterol medicines and things, and we never wondered why, you know.
You're in med school even, and these people from pharmaceutical companies are coming and they're hosting events, educational events per se, right? And they're supposed to be teaching you about their studies and what they're curing with their drug.
Right. I mean, I remember specifically in med school when I was in Brooklyn, and I remember they would bring lunch every day, and you know, big things of pizza, and the students and the residents all loved it. And there was always one guy that he said, "I'm not going to be part of it." I always thought it was kind of strange, and now I look back and wow, this guy was like way ahead of the rest of us. But you know, they would come and they would talk about a cholesterol medicine that obviously it was a new patent and they were going to profit off of it. And there's probably already 3 or 4 competitors of this cholesterol medicine out there. But you know, and the science behind what they're saying, I'm not saying it's a fraud. You know, they're not actually committing fraud necessarily. It might be you know, if you take this medicine, it might help cholesterol potentially. Although there might be other side effects that you might find out later. But you know, they're pushing something new, just came out. Everyone's jumping on it. But again, it's profit based. This is I can throw out this analogy that it seems to still intrigue me now. We have about 4 boner pills right now out there, if you don't mind me calling it that. Erectile dysfunction medication.
All right, now that we got your attention with the boner topic, I want to take a break, lighten the mood, and share some really good news with you. We are currently working on a music video for the legendary Mellow Man Ace. Here's some footage right now.
In 1988, I became the godfather of Latin hip-hop because I wrote the all-first Spanish rap like this, here, like this, like, cuando llego a casa, esto es lo que pasa, empiezo a gozar con toda la cabeza de mi micrófono, te digo el rapeo, soy el mejor, y eso es lo que creo, la perdido del rey, no somos magos, somos los buenos, no podemos ser los malos, me gusta hablar, me gusta rapear, me gusta cantar y me gusta cocinar una canción, lo haces suave, vaya dura, y esto tú lo sabes, soy el mejor, debajo el sol, como bajo el micrófono en el español, si te levantas la mañana, yo estoy ahí, eso es lo que ya me fui, pero si tienes hambre, come yo el mango, mira la meta, toma tu baño, digo lo que digo, es de corazón, nadie me gana porque soy el más chingón.
And everyone says they're doing research and things, but there's, again, it's where's the money? Who profits from a cure for HIV or a cure for cancer? It's getting a little strange about where the science of our research is going, which direction,
So as a doctor, then once this is going on, what decisions are you making that would decide whether you put money into wining and dining you and sort of lobbying you towards this? So while you're in med school, this is prepping you for an actual one-on-one business deal, or they just want you to believe that when you find certain cases within people that you're going to need their drug, and so you're just going to automatically go to them?
Yeah, I mean, they'll catch you at one-on-one levels. If you're a doctor that practices in an office, then pharmaceutical reps they'll come to your office and would like to stock your office with their medications. And it'll all be free, generally, and the assumption is that you're going to give out all the free samples, and then from there the patients will be on that medication, and they'll get prescriptions for it, and then they'll be paying later on. So they have very large budgets to do that. There's doctors in the hospital that become important part of the hospital administration, and then they'll decide the formulary of a hospital. So then that's also very big and very expensive. When IV antibiotics, for example, when doctors are in charge of a hospital formulary, when they're on the pharmacy review boards, then there's a lot more. And then these same doctors can be part of large companies. Hospitals now are moving towards larger. It's not just one private hospital. Now they're in a chain, different foundations of hospitals. Doctors that move into the administrative level of those places become the CEO or, a chief officer of some kind. Then they're just making decisions on these medications that affect, millions of patients, across the board. So it's almost like politics. The higher the doctors go up in the political healthcare ladder, then these pharmaceutical companies are, there's this collusion again. So we're seeing doctors and pharmaceutical companies in collusion just like we're seeing congressmen and bankers, or law enforcement in prison.
Well, okay. Now that being said, and us coming to that point and seeing this happening,
yeah.
What should be done about it? What is, in your opinion? What are some solutions to this thing?
As long as we're moving forward and motivated by profits, we're going to reach an end point, where it's going to be tough. But some things have gotten better. Like, for example, there was advertisements in the 50s, where doctors actually were on magazines promoting cigarettes and things like that. And I have a bunch of them I posted online where it shows a doctor and he has a cigarette and he says, you should smoke these. So luckily we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
But it's more subtle now. But it's still the same type of thing. We're pitching medications and things. But what can be done? I think at the individual doctor level, obviously, we have to be aware. First thing is awareness, and most of us don't have the awareness yet that the evidence-based medicine that we grew up learning has become a fraud. It has. Evidence-based medicine has become profit-driven medicine. you know, and we have to kind of wake up.
Episode, I would like to show you a sneak peek of just a few moments of our latest movie called Our Spiritual Awakening. It's in production as we speak.
To be in balance with the woods. Home is the woods. We come from the woods. This is an amazing thing. It's a right to gather. We're celebrating our freedom tomorrow on the 4th of July and our freedom to celebrate the way we want to live our lives.
It's the story of the funk. You see, the funk is a living creature.
Why I like rainbow gatherings for my kids is it gets them away from electronics and out playing outdoors and free play again.
Can't hold it back anymore.
Mountain life.
Friends and family close by. My life is pretty great actually. A lot of time for myself. But even then I still feel like I'm missing something. Like there's a void to be filled. Life is actually pretty good here in LA. I have a great job and my family and friends are here, but I still feel like there's something missing.
I wonder how many of us really feels that way, that there is something in our lives still missing. I know I felt this way before, but I don't so much these days, and it's due to something that happened to me while traveling, something profound, and it completely changed my life.
The everyday buzz of the city, the routine of having stability, all led me to question if there is an alternative lifestyle, some path with more meaning than my own Monday through Friday schedule and my weekend errands. I'm looking for adventure, revelations, and more connection with my purpose, an inner freedom I haven't been able to buy. I'm thinking about how exciting it feels right now because of
the belt that I bought and I'm looking forward to using. As silly as that may sound. It's the little things. But it's also kind of nerve-wracking to know that I'm going to be sleeping outside. And I think this morning it hit me that my Tempur-Pedic bed is not going to be available. And it kind of sounds scary. But to know that I'm just going to go with the flow and put my whole life on hold. Who knows what may happen. You know, it's like a freaky thought here and there. I think about it and then I try not to think about it by distracting myself with all the things I'm buying for the trip. But overall, I feel good about it. And it almost feels like June is too far away. It's like my soul knows it. I'm so close to freedom and I'm just counting the days. Not to have to wake up at a certain time or be bothered about some email or something that didn't get done. All the boring stuff. That's how I'm feeling about it. How are you feeling about it?
It's like jumping off a cliff, but knowing there's actually one of those soft beds that catches you, but you just can't see it. You just gotta have faith. Before you know it, you're in this amazing situation. You feel like $1 million. You know, your heightened sense of awareness comes through. But when you just don't even care about comfortness and you like put yourself in the elements, it's funny how you get callous to it. You get used to it all, and you're actually comfortable all the time. You're never warm. You're never cold. You can sleep anywhere. You know what I mean? You're always comfortable. It's like a big oxymoron, catch-22. Cosmic joke. Ha ha. You seek comfort, you're always uncomfortable. You seek safety, you're always unsafe. Talk about why I should have my own show.
You should have your own show because you're very comical, clever, and witty. And you have a lot of important things to say. And people like you. You're fun to watch.
I didn't pay to say that, did I?
What, those $20 worth?
Shoot.
No, you did not pay me. Not in cash anyways.
Just in love.
Yes, lots and lots of love.
Nice. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna go.